Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So in my last FNAF tutorial I made doors, but it came to my attention that it doesn't work with the newer versions as Epic Games removed the Manti actor for whatever reason. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make FNAF doors in 4.27. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is go into Content Browser, create a new folder, and name this Blueprints. Alright, so once you've done that, you want to double click and you want to create another folder and call that Player. Now once you've done that, you want to create your players. So click on Blueprint class and press the character. Now we're going to name this Player. And once we've got that, we are also going to create another Blueprint class, the Game Mode Base. And we are going to name this Player Game Mode _ Game Mode. Now, once you have those two things created, you want to go into your blueprints and set your game mode to your player game mode. I am sorry, it is late and I am tired. Alright, so next thing that we want to do is go into our player game mode and head over to our default pawn. Now we are going to make this the player, and basically any code that we make from now on will be executed on here. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is head over to the player, and so we want to delete these two nodes here. Alright, so next thing we want to do is come down here, right click, and get player controller. And off of that, you want to drag off and set input mode to game only. Alright, so once you've done that, next thing that you want to do is drag off of here and set input mode and set show mouse cursor and leave that on the default. So basically what this is going to do is if we didn't implement these, then we would have to click every time we wanted to do something. So we're going to comment this and name it set input mode. Alright, with that done, the next thing we are going to do is start to program the looking. So if we go into edit right here and open up the project settings, we are going to, once this loads, we are going to scroll down to where it says input and action mappings. You want to create 4 action mappings and make them look like this. You want one for looking left, one for looking right, one for looking forwards, and then one for interactions. Alright, so once you've got that done, we are going to right click here and grab our look right. Make sure it says action event on the top. Alright, so with that, we are going to drag off of here and add a timeline. We're going to call this look right. And we're going to break this. And make sure that's play from start, or else it won't work, right? Next thing that we want to do is open this up and set this time to 0.1. And you want to add a float track and name this look. Then you want to create 2 keys in this little animation area down here. Now these are pretty much what's going to determine how our character moves. So on the second key, you want to set the value to 1 and the time to 0.1. And then on the one down here, you want to set the value to 0 and the time to 0. Once you got those both hooked up, it should look something like this. So that done, we are going to go back to the event graph and lerp rotator. We're going to add a component and name that camera. This is going to be useful for a lot of things, but pretty much this is what's actually going to do the looking around. So on the, I think this is the Z-axis, we want to set this to 70. So it looks about eye level, right? So the next thing that we are going to do is drag out of here and get a reference to the camera. Next, we are going to set the relative rotation, hook that up to the return value, and then hook this up to update. On the Z-axis down here, we are going to set this to 90. And then on the A up here, we are going to get actor rotation. My siblings are fighting in the background. Alright, so once you've hooked it up to look something like this, we are going to drag off of finished. And actually, no, we're going to copy this first and then paste it down here. Hook up finished to play from start. And if you want to, then you can double click on the little connecting line and make it look a little bit nicer. Now we are going to call this timeline move right. And we're also going to plop in here and rename this to move. But we're going to keep everything else the same. All right. So on updated, we are going to set the actor location. And then off of here, we are going to get a lerp vector, hook up the return value to this. And so for me, my values are pretty much where this guy spawns, and then 110 to the right on the y-axis. So something like this, and that is where I want the player to move. All right, so we're going to come in here and put 142 right here, and then 110 right here. Once you have that done, off of A, we are going to get actor location. And yeah, that's pretty much how this is all going to work. This is pretty much how the looking around is going to work. All right, so really quick, I'm going to speed blitz this and copy and paste it down for the rest of them because all that stuff is pretty boring. I'll see you guys in a second. So I thought I'd take this moment while we were doing this to ask you guys to please subscribe. I typically don't like asking for subscribers, but this channel is pretty new, and I feel like if there's other people interested in game development, that it would be a pretty nice starting point. Anyways, I won't take up any more of your time. Here's the video. Alright, so now that that is done, we are going to change up a few values. So on your one that says left, you're going to come over here and set this to a negative 90, and then a negative 110. Now down here, you're going to set that 110 to 0, and the 90 to 0. You want to leave these 142s alone the entire time. Alright, so now if we go compile and play, then as soon as it loads, you can see we can look left, right, and front. We also move a little bit. Alright, so that is super nice. So now it's time to make the doors. This is the part that everybody's been waiting for. So the first thing that you want to do is right click, go into blueprint class, and create an actor. This is going to be our actual doors. Right? Next, you're going to right click again, go into blueprints, and grab a blueprint interface. This will be our interaction interface. Next thing that you want to do is go into the interaction interface, and I guess really just hook up something like this, I guess. And we also want to rename this function to interact. We're just gonna leave it. Alright, so now you want to open up your doors and head over to your class settings. Now over here, you want to hit the drop down and type in and look for your interaction interface. Once you've done that, you want to compile, exit. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't compile it. Rookie mistake on me. But yeah, once you do that, you want to exit out and open up your player. So in the player, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put all this looking code into a comment. Name this looking. Now we're going to come over here and grab our interaction input event. Off of this, we are going to, for each loop, so we're going to grab one of these. I'm going to actually move these out a little bit. And then get overlapping actors. Now this class filter, just click on actors right here and you're set. Now on loop body, we are going to drag out and make a branch. Drag that out. And on the condition, we want to drag does implement interface. The test object is the array element, and the interface is the interaction interface. Right. Now once you've got that done, drag off the array element and get interaction. Make sure it has a message at the end. And that is all done for the player. That is everything for the player done. So at the end, this is what it should look like. And yeah. So we're almost done now. Now we're going to open up the doors and delete all of these. Now you're going to create a custom event. So add custom event. We're going to name this open/close. You can name these whatever you want. And next we are going to drag off of here, get a flip-flop. So it's pretty much a toggle. Now we're going to add a timeline. We're going to call this open/closed and put a little space at the end to trick the system. And make sure that A is hooked up to play from start and B is hooked up to reverse. Now we're going to open this up, set the time to 0.2, add a float track. You can call this whatever you want. I'm going to call it move. Now we're going to add in 2 key floats. This time will be set to 0.2 on the second one, and the value is 1. Now a 0 for the time and a 0 for the value. Should look like this once they're done, just like the other one. Now we need 2 things. All right, so wow, that's weird. So we are going to come into the starter content. You can use whatever you want for this part, but I'm going to go into the props, head to your viewport, and drag in whatever static mesh you want for a door frame. I'm just going to use what they provide as a door frame. All right, so next we're going to go to add component, and then we're going to add in a cube. We're going to call this door, and we want to scale it so that then it fits in. What is that? With our door frame. So yeah, that about fits. All right, so this is how it looks, and you can also use whatever material you want. I'm going to use the metal. Let me spell that. Metal_steel. This also comes with the starter pack. And the next thing I want to do is actually unparent these. Make sure that's done. So head to the event graph, and off of this, you want to lerp vector. All right. Now the A is going to be your closed position. So it is going to be the coordinates of your door when it's closed. So that would be this. So for me, it's 0, 0, 100. You can put whatever you have. And now we are going to move this up so it clears the door. Mine is 330, so that is what I'm going to put here. Next, we are going to do a set relative location door and hook this up to update. Now we're going to head back to the viewport, and I'm going to reset this back to where it was. And the final thing that we need is a box collision. This is pretty much going to be the hitbox, and it will determine how far somebody needs to be before they can open up the door, basically. You can make this however far or however short you want. But yeah. So once you have that done, all you need to do is bring them into your world and make sure that they work with what you've got. You can also rotate them to fit. So I would advise rotating them 90 degrees. 220, that's for me. Control C, Control V. Actually, wait. 0. Negative. Make sure that that stuff's there, and then set this to negative 20 for me. Oh, that's gonna work. Control C, Control V. V. 20. And there we go. Those are our doors in game. Now, if we go ahead and hit play, we can go ahead and press the D button and our interaction key. And it's not working. I think I need to make the boxes a little bit. Oh, no, I forgot the most vital step. This is my bad. So you want to go and double click on this. Give me a second. Try. If you have that little yellow thing, then try re-implementing it. Just like I am right now. Something's wrong. Alright, I'm gonna try a different method. This is the way that I learned to do it. So what we want to do is we want to come up to here and you want to create the parameter here. Success. A little question mark there. And then over here, user, character, object reference. So it looks like something like this. Then you go to your player, and on the message, interact message, you're going to put in self. I don't know if this will help it or change it, but this is how I've learned to do it. So compile save. Yep, apparently you need to do that. Sorry about that. So now we're going to, once you're in here, you're going to get your open/close function that you made and hook it up as you see right now. If you're not sure, double click and it'll be the red one. All right, so now if we go ahead and test, you'll see it's working. It's working perfectly, just as we wanted it to. Now you can look left, right, front, center, and it looks very nice. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and if you guys have any questions or anything that you would like me to do, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.